everybody, it's me, your pal Al, back on the tube. Haven't filmed a video in ages and I swear to God I say that in every video. YouTube's a hobby for me, so I'm obviously not gonna put it first. I just do it when I've got time and it's really fun and blah blah blah. I've been getting a lot of questions lately about eyeshadow, so I'm thinking to do just a really quick video of just eyeshadow basics for the everyday girl. Not every one of you is gonna have like 16 million palettes like I have in front of me here. You're only gonna really have like 4 colors, if that. And I feel like I should make a video on how to actually apply it, how to blend, blending brushes, talk about brushes and stuff like that. I feel like that thing's not straight. It's really annoying me. One moment. I feel like that's a bit better. Still not great. Alright, I feel like that's a bit better. Oh yeah, that looks a bit better. So yeah, I think I'm just going to do a really simple eyeshadow look that literally any girl could do. So the kind of colors that I think complement anyone and everyone are like warm shades. So if you don't even have an eyeshadow, you can use a bronzer, or just pick up a little like 4 color palette from Mecca or Priceline or Target, Maya, anywhere. Don't overwhelm yourself. Just start small, you know? First things first is your base. Really the preparation for eyeshadow is the most important thing. It's gonna make your eyeshadow last long. It's gonna make it blend easily. It's gonna make the color stand out. So you really have to prep. You can't just grab your eye. Well, I mean, you can. I'm not saying if you do it, you'll die. If you don't prep your eyelids, you're not gonna die. The world isn't gonna end. But I mean, this is my tutorial, so I'm gonna tell you what to do. So prep your eyelids, gals. My favorite eyeshadow primer is actually concealer. So it's the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. Favorite 2 shades are these ones here, NC15 and NC20. I also really love the MAC paint pots. So I've got this paint pot in soft ochre. That's like a really yellowy toned base. And then I've got the shade Painterly, so that's more of a pinky toned. I probably wouldn't recommend the paint pots to someone who's just learning how to do eyeshadow, because you have to work really quick with these. And otherwise it gets really like clumpy and dry and it's not a good time for anyone. So concealer is probably your best bet. It doesn't have to be Pro Longwear Concealer. I'm gonna use a cheap one because this is for the everyday gal and we're not all gonna have $40 concealers, are we, hun? So I'm gonna use a drugstore concealer. I'm just gonna use one of the Maybelline Fit Me concealers. I'm talking really fast, I don't know why. Also, new hair. I've had it for a while, but like, first time on the tube. Who loves it? I do. Thanks, Brit. Okay, I've just zoomed in, and because this is my personal concealer, I'm going to apply it directly on the lid. If you're a makeup artist, probably not the most hygienic thing you can do. I would probably decanter it, put it on a palette, and work with a brush. Do you know what I mean? I'm just going to pop this all over my eyes. I think this is the shade Sand or some shit, but it's a bit yellow, but that's fine. Oh my God, I've just got it all in my lashes. That's amazing. So blend it all in all over the lid. Try not to get it in your lash extensions because your lash tech will get really angry at you. Sorry, Beck, but you know, I'm just a bit of an idiot. All it takes is a bit of blending, and just make sure you get right to the base of your lid as well, and then all up on the brow bone, and then do the same for the other side. Oh, by the way, I actually have got foundation on and I've done my eyebrows, but I always do eyeshadow first. Like, it's inhumane for me to do eyeshadow last. I don't understand how people do it. But today I did have a bit of foundation on, and then I decided to do the video, and I'm not going to be wearing hectic eyeshadow anyway, so the fallout shouldn't be an issue. But in case anyone's wondering, I always do my eyes first. Once your concealer's down, that is not the end of your preparation. You want to get a brush, like a big fluffy brush. Doesn't have to be an expensive one. All you want to do is then set the concealer down with a translucent powder, and I am going to use the Rimmel Stay Matte translucent powder in the shade Transparent 001. So I'm just going to swirl my brush in and then literally just tap all over where I put the concealer. I really want to order Uber Eats, like so bad. Dan's at golf, Misha's upstairs, and I know we have so much food upstairs, but oh my God, I want Uber Eats so bad. It's just so convenient because I live in Maroochydore. You can get Uber Eats from almost any store. Like I can get it from Nando's if I wanted, and Nando's is like around the corner. But it's pretty expensive. Like to be honest, I did actually go to order something before and it was like $25 and I was like, oh, for one person, because the delivery charge is like $7. So I wanted to get like the mini garlic pitters. I wanted to get a chicken pitter and then peri peri chips and chip dip sauce and a chocolate mousse and a Coke. Wow. But it's probably best that I just don't. But I haven't eaten all day. This morning I had 4 clients for a formal, for their school formal. So I got up really early, cleaned my kit, cleaned my brushes. Probably should have done it last night, but I'm an idiot. So did that this morning and haven't had time for breakfast. So now all that's on my mind is Uber Eats. And my water bottle is empty and I'm probably going to pass out because I'm talking so much. So now the base for the eyeshadow is set down. So now anything you put on top is just going to go on really seamlessly. It's going to blend really well. The color's going to look good. It's not going to be patchy. So that's my step 1. Base, concealer, powder, boom. Doesn't have to be expensive, like I said. Okay, next I'm going to get a bronzer. So if you're not good with makeup and you don't buy makeup all the time and you don't have millions of eyeshadow palettes and you've got a bronzer, just use it or just go buy a cheap bronzer. This is by Rimmel as well. It's the natural bronzer, it's called. Yeah. And it's in the shade 022 called Sun Bronze. Now, I've got a few brushes here in front of me. That sounded like I was on a cooking show. Now I've got a few ingredients here in front of me. Oh, that's my dream. I would love to be on a cooking show. Okay, where was I? Focus, Alice. So my tip for eyeshadow brushes is just invest in like 3 to 4 of them. I mean, I've got, I don't even know how many I have, but I'm just obsessed with brushes in general, so I go a little bit ham when it comes to brushes. But I would say, yeah, 3 to 4 eyeshadow brushes. You want a blending brush, a flat shader brush, a crease brush, and probably a bullet brush, I'd say. You're probably wondering what the fuck I'm talking about, but a blending brush is just a really big fluff brush that you use in between putting the shades down. It blends out the colors, makes it really seamless. So you generally want this one to be clean throughout your whole eyeshadow application because you're going in and blending it, and if it's got a color on it, it's going to blend that color onto your eyeshadow and it's going to look really bad. And then a flat shader brush is like this one here. So I usually use this for pigments on the center of my lid, and then I sort of like shade, well, that's why it's called a flat shader, and then I just sort of shade like the inner half of my eye or like underneath. It's really good for smudging underneath colors as well. That's your second one. The third one is a crease brush, and as you can see, the crease brush is a bit more tapered than the blending brush. So see how it sort of comes to a point, and this is what I use to apply color like throughout my crease and in the outer corner as well. And the fourth brush is a bullet brush, so it's like really small and pointy, and I like using this under the eyes as well. And then I like to use it for like dark colors if I'm putting like a really dark shade on the top, and it's like really good to smudge out. So that's the brushes. Sorry if that sounds really confusing, but that's just how it has to be. That's how I have to explain it. So what I'm going to do is just get my bronzer. I'm going to pop a bit of product on the crease brush. This is the pointy one, and you can use this for the outer corner as well. So I'm just going to apply this throughout my crease. And all you want to do with your brush is create little windscreen wiper motion. So just back, forth, all the way into the inner corner to just the outer corner here. And just go forth and then sort of in circular motions, just sort of buff it all in. And I actually like to bring my eyeshadow out quite a bit because then I go in at the end and clean it up to make it like really sharp. So you can be as messy as you want as long as you clean it up. So yeah, just back and forth, and then you can add more if you want to make it more intense. You can bring it up a bit higher if you want, like you can bring it up a bit more towards your brow bone, but I like focusing it purely in the crease. I'm hoping to only use a few products, but like by the end of it I'm probably going to go like out of control and be like, and that will cost you $800 for those 6 products, and that's how you can do the everyday eyeshadow look. I swear that's how it works out for me all the time. So I'm going to do the same with the other eye. Tap the excess off and then pop it in the crease, just going back and forwards all the way to the inner corner, all the way to the outer corner, and just back and forth. And you can actually feel the crease with the brush, like you can feel where your eye socket goes in, so just use that as a guide. And as you can see now, it's just created like a really nice wash of color. So like I haven't really done anything that hectic. Like all I've done is popped a nice warm shade through the crease, and Bob's your uncle. You could literally go like that, pop some mascara on, pop a bit of eyeliner on, and you're done. So that's if you just want a really basic wash of color. If you want to make it a little bit more dramatic, that's when you're going to need like a few more shades than just your bronzer. So I'm probably just going to build up the crease shade a little bit more before I go into the next color. So you could stop here. If this is the kind of look you love, stop right now, turn the video off. No, keep watching, I need the views, but I need the views to live. I'm just going to make it a little bit more intense. And that's all you really need to do with eyeshadow. Just start off with not much, and then it's all about building, just like it is with foundation, like it is with anything. Like start off small and you can always build. From little things, big things grow. Oh my god, the cutest thing happened to me the other night. So I was in here in my makeup room cleaning, and Dan's converted our garage into my makeup room. So in case you're wondering where I do it, I'm down in the dungeon. No, I'm just in the garage. And the door was open and like I had my fairy lights on, and this woman walked past and she was just like, I thought she was my new neighbor or something, because we've just had new names, and I thought she was just coming to be like, hello, I'm your new neighbor. But she just sort of stood at the door and was like, hi. I was like, hello, how are you? Like thinking she's my new neighbor. And she was like, what have you got in here? And I was like, oh, it's just my makeup studio. She's like, oh, it looks so cute. Oh my god, can I have a look? And I'm like, yeah, come in. So like I just invited this stranger in, and she was like, oh, I'm a beauty therapist just down the road, blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, yes sis, like love it. And then we exchanged business cards, and she was like, so nice to meet you. And I was like, oh, nice to meet you too. Like it was just the cutest thing ever. So as you can see, I've still got a nice wash of color. It's just a little bit more intense. So this is what it looks like when you build it. So now I'm just going to get my blending brush and just blend out the edges here, just because I want to make it really soft. So you always keep the blending brush clean, as I mentioned before, and don't ever put product on your blending brush because you'll fuck it up. So the next part is if you've got a few colors in your eyeshadow palette, if you've got like a 4-color eyeshadow palette, 5, 6, whatever. So this palette here is a pretty standard. So I'm gonna grab this dark brown here. I'm gonna go back with my crease brush, the brush I first used to apply in the crease, because as I mentioned earlier, I actually use this for the outer corner as well, and then blend it in the crease. I'm just going to focus this purely on the outer corner, and with darker colors, I actually like to press it into my outer corner, and then I blend it after. So I'm just gonna press, press, press. I'm gonna press, press, press. And then I sort of like blend it through the crease a bit. I'm gonna go back to the fluffy brush with nothing on it and blend that all together. So I really sort of blend this color through the crease as well with the clean blender brush, because I don't want like all that dark color in there. So this looks obviously a little bit more dramatic than the previous two, but still super simple. So like it still looks like you put in a bit of effort, you know what I mean? So I'm just gonna blend this side. I don't know if you can see, but I'm losing a little bit of the warm color from the bronzer. So I'm gonna go back in with the tapered blending brush. So I'm gonna get my bronzer again, pick it up, and then just run that over the crease. So I still want that warm color to like come through. And with the blending brush now, I'm just blending all of the colors together. So that is that done. So there's a way more intense and dramatic look on the eyes now, and I've literally still only used 2 colors. I've used the bronzer and then I've used the dark brown shadow. If you like really super matte eyes and don't really like to work with pigment and shimmers and stuff, I would definitely just leave it. What I would do is just clean it up there, clean it up there. But because I love a bit of shimmer, I am going to put some on my lid. So I'm going to pop a bit of gold pigment on, and that's what I use the flat shader for. So I load that up with the pigment. I'm just going to pop that in the center and in my inner corner. I just love me a pop of shimmer. And then it just all blends together really nicely too. I just freaking love it. I'm just going to go in with a crease brush and just sort of blend it out a little bit. I always like smoke out my bottom lash line just to connect with the eyeshadow here. And I do that with the bullet brush. So I'm just gonna grab the bronzer again. So I'm just gonna dip the brush in here and I'm just gonna apply that under my lash line. Oh my God, I just touched the white of my eye. That felt disgusting. That doesn't feel right. Now I'm just gonna get a cotton tip. Okay, mascara's done. I always put mascara on my bottom lashes because, like, if you don't, you're weird. No, I'm kidding. Another step I normally do for eyeshadow is I line my waterline with a bone colored eyeliner crayon. I don't like using white eyeliner. I've said before, I think it looks really unnatural. I like to use a more skin color one because it brightens the waterline at the same time, but it's like natural. It's not like white, like whose waterline's white, not mine. If you're into black eyeliner, pop some black eyeliner on, like it looks just as good. So that's my eyeshadow done. So I'm gonna do the rest of my base. I've only got liquid foundation, I haven't set it, I haven't contoured, I haven't done anything. And I will be back and the look will be finished. And I'm back. So I just did the rest of my makeup off camera like I normally would do. I highlighted, concealed, I contoured, I set my face with powder, put some blush, highlighter on and some lipstick. Hopefully this video gave you a little bit of insight to the brushes that you need, how to do it, the technique you need, and the colors / products that you need for just eyeshadow for the everyday woman. I've got the whole afternoon now to just edit this video. Hopefully I get it down to be an actual quick video and it's just something that you can just go to every time you need to do your eyeshadow. You can also like swap out the colors that I use. So if you like prefer more cool tones, just use the same thing. Just get a cool tone shadow, a darker shade, do the same techniques. If you have any questions, just DM me on Instagram or comment on this video or just continue living your life. Thanks for watching everyone and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Peace. Nothing but love, one love. W for West, Kanye West.